take the lead with 4.5 minutes to go.
Gets a little help from his friends. Half-minute fly half.
No hands.
Work from Clegg on that occasion to make sure he kept possession, but again, the box kick just inviting the opposition to run from deep, and my goodness me, this junior box team love running from deep. It's not going to happen on this occasion. And at last,
you can take a breath, Simon.
There's 30 players that can try and draw as much oxygen from the Tbilisi skies as possible.
Substitution, 5 and 6 white. 5 and 6 white.
England play. Gives opportunity to Ibitoye, who obliged by tearing the ball over, and at the end, it's all about promoting the ball. Randall always right there, scavenging on that ball. Look at that pop play. Heads up right, receives it. Sympathetic again about that pass. Man attacking off the hip. Bayliss is back on for Lamb.
And change in the engine room as well. Max Davis, the Newcastle Falcons man, gets a chance to show in the final quarter what he's about. There won't be any panic, of course, in the England camp in that Australia game. They were 16-3 down after just 20 minutes. Came back to secure the victory just 2 minutes from time with Malin's penalty. Again, Randall puts it over the top. Papier invites Lubok. Back to you, son.
Well, it's good reading at the end, good patience shown, players understanding each other's strengths.
Henry Walker tries to find Caulfield, but again the ricochet doesn't work. This England line-out is struggling to get secure ball, as is their scrum. Bosch completes the clearance.
Bosch calmly does it, knowing that he has to kick it into the stands, not into hands.
Interesting, I mentioned the semi-final last year, and both 10s today played at 15 12 months ago, and both scored tries coincidentally, but that experience, no doubt, they're utilising now in the final four of this edition.
Well, lineouts, South Africa really dominate at the moment.
Stay behind, 14, stay behind.
Huge box kick from Ambrose Papier, well taken by Gabriel Ibitoye.
Lead the halfback.
Mercer sets up the first phalanx of forwards, but makes no headway. Malins to Amanga. Knight feeds his fly half once again. Now they're looking out wider channels. Earlier on, Mercer trying to get the offload in. South African hand came in there and knocked it forward. You just wonder now, Tabani, whether England tactics are going to have to be adjusted, because they haven't got the security of ball from both scrum and line-out right now.
It has to, and the fact that they're behind by 2 points, they have to open up the game, but this is expertly taken. Kept his eyes on the ball, got himself off the ground to protect himself by the laws. Ibitoye does well. Has to be a different tactic in the scrum. Get the ball, get it out as quickly as possible so they can unleash the exciting backs that they do have. We've seen how decision-making for Max Malins. Better scrum.
A better result from an English perspective.
Surely to go for post.
Awkward angle. This has got to be 45, 48 metres maybe on this angle. Malin's weighing it up.
Bench fences it. That's why they brought the tee on.
Well, Malin's has amassed some...
Oh, you have to earn the right to go forward first before you go around the corner. And that's where they pinned Gerard Steenkamp up in that Side of the scrum for South Africa.
Yeah, 41 points so far in this tournament for Malins. 3 out of 3 against Australia in the last match. Malins sends it on its way, but it's similar to Kerwin Bosch's attempt at the end of the first half, drifting to the right.
I sort of felt that it was not really in his range. But knowing that the time is going down under pressure of being 2 points behind.
All behind.
A 3-pointer will have helped them to get up onto that lead. Hence he went for it.
A quarter of an hour left in this semi-final of the Cup competition. Just the slenderest of leads for South Africa. Who is going to take control of this game? The bounce of the ball works for Tom Parton. And suddenly England have an attacking opportunity from just outside the junior box 22. Kieran Knight tries to kick the ball and consequently loses possession. Not what his team might have needed, perhaps. Again, João Augustus, the man in the right place at the right time for South Africa. Bosch doesn't find the trajectory he was looking for. The ricochet eventually comes back into the arms of Gianni Lombard.
Advantage over.
Better work second time from the Sharks fly half. Malins waiting, expecting. 10 on 10. It's Mani Lebok who completes the clearance, but that has got too much dynamite on it, I think.
Yeah.
Wrong club used by Mani Lebok. That is going to give England a chance to set up again from just outside the South Africa 22.
It's all about who bottles themselves and takes the opportunity and own the moment. Lebok looking to put the pressure back onto the English, and then overcooking that one.
Okay.
It's a scrum.
Just nice and square. Yeah. Same with you. Right.
Steenkamp has already been told he has to make sure that he earns the right to go forward. He can't walk around.
Crouch.
Talk about the learning curve that they go through. This is part of it. You can play internationals individually, but the campaign that these boys go through now, don't forget, this is their 4th game in 14 days. And the South Africa pack again making a mess of the English put-in.
Stay that.
Certainly seems to be a problem for the English as Darren Atkins comes back with considerable momentum. Randall, Ben Earl. Well, seems to have one of those engines that just doesn't stop. Ibatoy coming off his wing, looking for work. Walker and Malins. Again, Malins trying to sidle through a gate that was closed fairly quickly. Good balance from Ben Earl and the leg drive that follows. Trademark. Harry Randall trying to get underneath the tacklers.
Tackle.
Too difficult from his height. Caulfield. What a campaign Josh Caulfield's had.
Tackle, release. Release.
Both in the set piece, in attack and defence. Melissa finds no way through. England now have to pick the right option, pick the right key to unlock the South African defence. Atkins. And what a turnover that is for South Africa. And guess who it is? Yeah, it's the number 8, João Augustus.
Oh, the man keeps recycling himself, making tackles after tackles, dominant tackles, end-to-end. João Augustus, take a boss and really putting it out there for his side, putting it up there for his country. Got himself in a perfect position. He's getting a bit of attention. And he's probably just sucking in some O2 just to give himself a breather. Bosch releases the pressure.
Well, 10 minutes to go. And such a narrow lead. Both teams, of course, have had this experience already in these campaigns. South Africa, in their first match out against France, were behind right until the final kick of the game when the boot of Bosch converted the try, the second try from João Augustus. And, of course, England's experience more recently when they were, what, a matter of 17-19 down before Max Malins stole victory from the tee. The tape from Van Veen.
It's a good read from him, kept the ball in the front until they connected with them and that driving ball.
Don't change, don't change, don't change. Out you go, out you go.
South Africa really have to show patience here in England, discipline.
Augustus taking control and waiting for the call, getting the call, and England's ill discipline costing them there. Is it going to cost them another 3 points?
Captain was ambitious with the line-up throw from Johan Kobler. Called it upon himself to take it from the back. Does well to keep the ball in the front. And at the end, that man coming around the corner, Walker, then collapsing off that driving ball. It's good patience from the pack. You can see what it means to the men who started the game. Blose and Saudi enjoying that call from the referee.
Kerwin Bosch, a big moment in the game once again. Right in front from 39 metres. Bosch goes 3 from 4, and South Africa go 5 points ahead of England with 7.5 minutes left on the clock. Has the Sharks playmaker done enough now to send South Africa into Sunday's final?
What a kick from Bosch. Had to make sure that he hears his nerve about him. He holds his wit, and accuracy and processes follow through.
Well, it is only a 5-point difference, but the fact it's 5, of course, may change England's strategy now in the final stages, needing that try minimum.
Outside is 22.
Another unforced error from the boot of Mani Libok.
It's been one of those games for him. It's just been error-ridden from him.
There we go.
The kick was overcooked. Good marshalling of the lines from Zach Mesa. Mani Libok hasn't been the flash from the backs. Now look at the possession. More ball carrying coming in from the English. They play a lot of face play, but the line outs and the set piece.
Another line out goes, a begging from the English camp. Halawodogwu trying to set something up good, straight from the substitute. Kieran Knight sets it back for his club colleague Randall. Atkins, no way through there, and the counter ruck is good from South Africa. Khan's deflection of Ibatoy. Randall does well to pick up the pieces, and Umanga tries to reset the focus for England. Tired legs now, tired bodies, and the defence is beginning to show the odd dog leg or two. Who is going to be able to capitalise? Benal at pace, can't find Odogwu.
No hands!
Ball is back there though for England. Ibatoy trying to get closer to the action, trying to have more impact.
Leave him, he's the 9.
Penalty goes against Harry. Randall wants to go quickly, can't find the support. has Lombard hanging all over him. The forwards eventually get to him. England 10 metres from the try that would tie things up. Mercer, as ever, happy to be at first receiver, and Gary Mercer forces his team back into this game. Second try from the England skipper, and surely a conversion to push the defending champions back in front.
Taking advantage was the captain. Disappointing defense and technique on the tackle, but he has been breaking the line breaks. He's always been the point of reference on the attack for the English. Stepping on the inside, one man slips up, three men slip up. South Africa losing out because of the accuracy on the tackle, the leg drive, the determination from the man with the experience of playing into the Premiership. And a half Kiwi and half English. Look at the leg drive from the big man. Good strength, good determination. You could say at the end, very fragile, the defensive energy from the South Africans.
Well, I'm sure Dad Gary back home in Glasgow will be smiling at that. Of course, great rugby genes in the Mercer family. His dad, a rugby league international of note for New Zealand. So Max Malins forces his team back in front after his captain shows inspiration, making the most of that unforced error from South Africa.
South Africans leading with their hands and their arms into the tackle, not putting on the shoulder, sporting that. Mesa does well to show his leg drive, his determination to score.
So is the story written in this semi-final, or is there going to be at least another paragraph? 3 minutes left on the clock for South Africa to do something, and that man, João Augustus, has got it in mind. Drop goal attempt from Bosch, but it goes low. Might have worked for Locomotive, the football team that play here, but it doesn't work for the junior box.
Patience definitely needed. They had to set it up, keep the ball, wear down the clock, give yourself an opportunity. And that's just the experience these players have to learn. When to take the time, give yourself a better opportunity. The strike wasn't good. And impatience at the end, still an opportunity, as England will kick the ball back to South Africa.
Well, South Africa thought once they'd beaten Argentina that their name may be on this trophy, because the last time they beat Los Pumistas, they went on to lift it.
Having learned from that first moment, the patience of maintaining possession.
2 minutes and counting. 2 points the difference. Who has got the pragmatism and the execution to be able to close this match out? South Africa again losing the ball in contact. Randall again puts his head up and spots the opportunity to force South Africa back into their 22. Good kick chase from Ibatoy, I beg his pardon. Allowing his teammates to join him to set that white line just outside the South African 22. The clock is England's friend right now, but they cannot relax. South Africa know they're going to have to go from deep. They've got the talent, they've got the pace and the skills. Have they got the headspace to make it happen? Oh, again, losing the ball that time was Gianni Lombard. And England will be in no rush to restart this.
Just seconds left in the game. Talked about players owning that moment. Gianni Lombard losing that opportunity.
A scrum that South Africa know they have to upset to give them any chance now to sneak past the defending champions. As tight and tense a match as you could wish to see. The clock moves into the red. Are England about to move into another final? It's going to go again, just when they thought it was safe. That South African front row just know they've got to get the hit in exactly the right time to upset their compatriots on the other side. Harry Randall with one of the most important feats of his young career.
Crouch, bind, set.
Mercer picks it, Mercer kicks it out, and Mercer leads England to a 5th successive final in the World Rugby U20 Championship. What a match! England 24, South Africa 22.